So it appears that Jaire Alexander's saga could be coming to an end. It is reported that the Packers offered Jaire a restructured contract. Now, at the beginning of this offseason, it was reported that the Packers were completely done with Jaire and put him on the trade block. He is reportedly still on the trade block. I'm honestly quite surprised no team has acquired him. When this dude is healthy, in my opinion, he's easily a top 5 corner. But the key word is healthy, and unfortunately, he's missed a ton of games over the past 3 years. And that's why him and the Packers are in this kind of conflict right now, because he can't stay healthy. If hypothetically he wasn't an injury-prone player, I truly believe he would be right up there with Pat Surtain and Stingley Jr. as one of the highest paid corners in the NFL. But that's just me. So as of today, Jaire still has 2 years remaining on a 4-year, $84 million extension he signed in 2022. And he currently has the highest base salary of any Packers player on the team right now. Green Bay has $28.9 million in cap space, so they definitely have room to make a deal for him. So yeah, man, hopefully this will get resolved soon. And if you are a Green Bay Packers fan, I think this is definitely good news, because I feel like if you want your team to really make a playoff run, a deep playoff run in 2025, I think it would be really helpful if you have one of the best corners in the NFL to help the Packers get there. So I think you got to be pretty happy about it. I know there's some Packers fans who are kind of annoyed with him, and even some people in the organization, because like I mentioned, when a player is injury prone and he's getting paid a lot of money, it's just kind of like a tough look to a certain extent. So all the Packers fans who are kind of upset and annoyed with Jaire Alexander, I totally get it. But overall, I think this is the best news for everybody, because I would imagine that Jaire probably wants to stay in Green Bay. You know, the Packers drafted him in the first round in the 2018 draft. 2-time All-Pro, 2-time Pro Bowler, absolutely the top dog on that defense. So you let me know if you think they're going to get a deal done, or do you think this is going to drag on for another 2 months? Let me know in the comments below. And even about a month ago, when Jaire was officially on the trade block, the team's captain, Jordan Love, made a public statement saying that he wanted Jaire Alexander back. So when your franchise QB puts out a quote like that, I feel like your hand is kind of forced as an organization. And speaking of Jordan Love, I'm hoping he has a better season than he had in 2024. It was reported too that after the 2024 season that people within the organization want him to become more of a vocal leader in that locker room and whatnot. So not only do I hope his play improves, but also as a quarterback, the face of that franchise, that leader in that locker room, I hope he can continue to grow in that department as well. Because man, Jordan Love is one of the most fascinating players in the NFL to watch, in my opinion, just because of the whole history repeating itself with Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers, how he essentially had the same arc as Aaron Rodgers, where the Packers drafted him in the first round, super controversial, and then he had to wait 3 years in order to play. And since he became the QB1, it's just completely insane to watch, in my opinion. He's like a hybrid between Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, and his mechanics are extremely similar to Aaron Rodgers as well. I just feel like he has to put a full season together after making an insane amount of money with the contract he signed a year ago. I feel like he never really got into a rhythm in 2024, and a part of that is because he was banged up a little. In my opinion, the best stretch of his career so far was in 2023, at that halfway point where he just went on a run. And of course, they made the playoffs, beat the Cowboys on the road, a classic Dak Prescott, Jerry Jones choke job of a game there. And quite honestly, they should have beat the Niners in the second round, but it is what it is. But yeah, man, in 2024, Jordan Love finished with 25 touchdowns, 11 picks for 3,389 yards. In 2023, he finished with 32 touchdowns and 11 interceptions for 4,159 yards. So, definitely a weaker season compared to his first year being a starter in the NFL. I guess maybe one could say that's his sophomore slump. So I'm hoping he stays healthy for the entirety of the 2025 season. He has a great connection with Golden, Dobbs, the whole gang. Hopefully they can stay healthy as well. Shout out Christian Watson. Also, Christian Watson, when he could stay healthy too, man, I swear that dude is just super, super electric. A ton of fun to watch. And that's the thing, man. If the Packers can just stay healthy and if they could just have a competent defense, I know the Packers haven't had great defenses in the last 20 years, but if they could just have, a top 15 defense around that range and Jordan Love could stay healthy, Christian Watson could stay healthy, hopefully Matthew Golden is as advertised. We all know Josh Jacobs is a complete monster. If hypothetically all those questions are answered in a good way in 2025, I could totally see this team making an NFC Championship appearance. A year ago when they played the Eagles on the road, that was a really, really ugly game, but it was still kind of close. And the fact that they were shorthanded, they were dealing with some injuries, and the fact that the Eagles won the Super Bowl a year ago, it's kind of an impressive showing in hindsight. And as far as the Packers' schedule, I feel like it's a pretty competitive one for sure. In the month of September, they have the Lions, Commanders, Browns, and Cowboys. The only automatic win I see there is versus Cleveland. I would also say they probably will beat the Cowboys as well, just because historically the Green Bay Packers have owned the Cowboys for, the last 2 decades now. In the month of October, they play the Bengals, Cardinals, Steelers. Definitely a light month there. I expect all 3 of those games to be wins. In November, Panthers, Eagles, Giants, Vikings, Lions. Panthers, Giants, easy dubs, but Eagles, Vikings, Lions could be tricky. And then in December, Chicago, Denver, Chicago, Ravens, and then they finish off the year at Minnesota. In my opinion, it's a lighter schedule than the Detroit schedule. But still, if everyone stays healthy, this should be a playoff team. And hopefully, once it's January, they're healthy enough to go on a deep playoff run. Because when this team is on, super electric, big playability, and we really have, I feel like, an untapped gunslinger in Jordan Love. I really think that dude could win a Super Bowl one day. Sure, we haven't really seen him have a signature moment quite yet. One could say maybe that game versus the Cowboys, his first ever playoff game, but I just feel like it needs a little bit more than that. So far, a great start to his career as the starting quarterback for the Packers, but he signed a monster contract a year ago. I feel like he just has to have a good year in 2025. But that's just me, man. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you think about Jaire, Jordan Love, and the Packers and everything else in between. If you made this far, please subscribe, like the vid, it'd help out your boy a ton. That's all I got for right now. Peace.
Second down and 10. Makes the reception. That's his first reception today. The Jets are going to burn the first of their 3 timeouts right here. First down following the long play. Takes it from the gun. Launches it down the field. Tough catch. Going to take it the distance. The 10, touchdown. The Jets offense trots out onto the field, looking to get into the end zone and see if they can turn the tide in this one, partner.
Well, the fact that they are losing this game so far, the sense of urgency is there on the offensive side. You know, you have many plays in that playbook. I think they need to try a few different ones here in the second half.
Second down and 2 to go after the running play. Mason's taking the handoff. He's tackled beyond the markers. It's a first down.